actual tears inside just Saturdays.
What's going on, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. My bad for the letting y'all catch the little piece of the TV I was watching. And my bad for coming on this late. So whoever's up with me, that's who up with me. I see my brother Jacory is in the building. But y'all know what it is. Come in and hit the like button when you step in the room. And as y'all can see, this is open topic. Open topic on this late night. I don't plan to have y'all on here long because I know a lot of y'all may have to go to work or get up early, but I've been planning on doing this stream all day, but I had a real busy day, so I wasn't able to get to y'all within the windows that I had. But we here, we gonna rock it out. This is open topic, as y'all know, so this is the moment where if you have anything you want to talk about, any questions, any comments you want to make, anything you may want to hear me discuss, I will discuss that. If it's within the realm of my knowledge, some things I know, some things I don't. And your big brother would never try to expound upon and act like I can speak on stuff that I don't know about. I just simply say I don't know. And that's always a rule of open topic. Hit the like button if y'all haven't already. We're gonna get right into it. What's up, Leo? My boy Leo is up in this thing, man. Man, straight out of Australia. My brother Leo. Look, man, Leo, let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something about this man, Leonardo DeAndretti. He took such good care of us when we was in Australia. That's right, on Bondi Beach, man, out there in Australia, man. He took such good care of us, man, and treated us with so much hospitality and support. And we couldn't have asked for a better person and a better host to show us around, to let us view the beauty of his city and give us history on where we were and all that, man. So I never forgot that, Leo. We had a great time, me and Brain Dead, out there in Australia. And looking forward to coming back one of these good old days, man. Looking forward to coming back, man. So I had to shout you out because I'm glad to see you in the chat, man. Straight up. I got to get those DVDs back popping again. We had live from Finland when I went out there. We had live from Australia, but I don't have no copies of that. We got to get that so the people can see our international travels. Let me see what we got. Is that you create X? Can we talk about psychological operations in corporate ownership of news media pushing false narratives for big pharma? Sure, why not? What you want to talk about? I mean, what you pretty much hit it on the head. You pretty much blew the cap up off of it just by saying that corporate ownership of news media, because what happens is the pharmaceutical companies, they pump so much sponsorship and dollars, into the media, and in return, those outlets promote the pharmaceuticals that they're trying to push on the people. That's why you just see them all over every channel. They just push, 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 push. And it just embeds itself in the minds of the people to think that, okay, maybe I need to be taking this. Maybe I need to be giving my children this. Maybe I need to be giving my elderly parents and grandparents this. Maybe I need to take it for myself, you know? And it has empowered the pharmaceutical company to such a degree that it's $1 billion industry. And in the media, since the media is being bought and sold and paid by these companies, then what happens is they don't speak negatively about the pharmaceuticals or the corporations or the pharmaceutical companies at all. They're not going to talk about nobody who butters their bread. So that's a good point. Meanwhile, those very pharmaceuticals that are being promoted are some of the main contributors to killing the people and making the people sick. The very thing that is pushed and advertised as being medicine are the very things that are making the people sick and killing people. Thus, the same old scenario that we talk about all the time, where we talk about how they make the commercial about the drug, and then they make then half the commercial. If the commercial is 30 seconds long, 25 of it is describing the side effects or telling you what to do, telling you to consult a physician if these particular side effects or these things start happening to you after you take this medicine. So they'll name 15 things that could go wrong if you take this drug, which will make you totally forget about the one thing that you had wrong, which supposedly was supposed to make you take the drug in the first place. So you fix that. But now I got to worry about 10 or 15 other problems that I may have. If you're a man and you've grown breast after taking such and such a drug, come on, man. If you start to develop breasts and you're a guy, stop taking like no stuff. So yeah, you own it, man. Jacob says there are no Swedish fans but me. I'm educating everyone. Well, somebody got to be the original seed. So yeah, it starts with a seed. It starts with that original. So Jacob, if you're the original, you may be the one who spreads the word and gives birth to my Swedish fan base out there, and that may lead to me coming out there one of these good old days and doing a show. I've been to Sweden, but I just passed through. I never left the airport. I was on my way somewhere else, and I had to switch planes in Stockholm, and I missed my flight, and so I was in Stockholm for a while waiting on my next plane to come, but I never got out the plane, so I never got a chance to actually see Sweden. But I have been out there. I guess that counts. Hopefully, I can come back, inshallah, and actually see the city. I don't know what part of Sweden you're in, though. I can't just assume that you're in Stockholm. Yeah. Michelle Woods up in this thing. Let me say this real quick, man. If you have not subscribed to my podcast channel, the Underground Dialogue Podcast, I need y'all to go do that right now. Right now. Go subscribe to my Underground Dialogue Podcast channel. The first episode is up. Need y'all to go check it out and share it. Let all your people see it. Anybody that you feel needs to get that information, be sure to pass that along to them. And be subscribed to that channel, man, and always have your notifications on because we're gonna be firing it up, man. Our second episode is gonna be extreme. We got a powerful guest coming on our second episode, which will be up this coming week. So you don't wanna fall off, man. Straight up, straight up. Mimi, what's going on, Mimi? Love and blessings to you. Yep. Dolphin says, "What's up, sir? I'm 18 and I'm smart. Smart boy. What's your advice to me? Keep being smart because smart people do dumb stuff every day. So you 18 years old, you have to make sure that you adopt the mindset of a leader and not that of a follower. And that means not succumbing to peer pressure, not succumbing to people telling you what you should be doing, or if you're not doing this, you are lame and all this different type of stuff. You 18 years old. So continue to be smart. If you proclaim to be a smart person, be smart and build on your smarts with intelligence and start to figure out what it is. If you haven't already, start to figure out what it is that you want to be and that you want to do. You know, a lot of times we would tell young people, hey, when you're 18, you need to do this, you need to be figuring out. Actually, we should be figuring out and learning what we're going to do, or pushing our children to know what they're going to do from the womb almost. By the time you're 6 years old, you should know what you want to do, finding your gift. So find your gift. That's number one. Discover what it is your gift is. And that's for everybody. And start moving on it. Start moving on it. Y'all hit that like button, man. There ain't that many of us in here, but we want to like it up. Everybody that's in here needs to hit that like. Cynical Dialogue says, what up? Been a sec. Me and my son at the beginning of Holla at Me. Holding OG style for, oh man. Salute. Okay. Respect to you, brother. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna watch the video just so I can see y'all. I'll do that tonight. I'm glad you brought that to my attention, bro. Michelle says, I'm going to give you that link so you can hear him on Tucker Carlson. He said, that's why Kanye is a sellout. He wants to help Big Pharma. Yeah, send me the link. I'll check it out. I'll definitely watch it for sure. I appreciate that. Michelle always coming in, repping hard. Open topic tonight, y'all. Click like and keep your notifications on at all times. Mind over matter. Your album is album of the year. But because you're a righteous Muslim, speak the truth, it's not going to get the YouTube algorithm promo. Well, I wouldn't call myself a righteous Muslim. I'm working on it. I don't like when people call me righteous. I don't like when people call me divine and a prophet and none of that stuff. It's like, 'cause I know I'm far from that. But I appreciate the compliment on the album, man. I'm gonna tell you something, mind over matter. It's people will say, well, man, you don't get the exposure and all that, man. People need to hear your music and all that. And that's cool, but when I get people like you that say, man, your album is the album of the year, that would make me feel and assume that you've heard a lot of music this year. We're in November. We're at the end of the year. So I would assume you've heard a lot of music. So just for you to say that, bro, I really appreciate it, because everything is a matter of opinion. Everything is a matter of perspective and just what you're into. Preference was the word I'm looking for. So, some people are, more mainstream driven in terms of their preference in rap music and things of that nature. Other people, they seek those underground more lesser known artists, more independent guys and females as well. And that's what they gravitate towards. So whatever it is that you gravitate towards, man, respect to that. But if my name is mentioned, I'm thankful. If it's by one person or if it's by it's by a million and one, I'm appreciate that one. Just like if it was a million, man. Maurice, what up, Maurice? Will you ever collaborate with Lupe Fiasco on a song? It would be a definite joy. I mean, I would love to, man. I respect all those guys, man. I mean, I don't have a relationship with Lupe to where I could just reach out and say, hey, man, let's do a song. But if it ever comes together, because I've been doing this so long that I have honestly ended up on songs with people that I would have never imagined that I would end up on a song with. And so I learned a long time ago to never have the thought of I probably wouldn't end up doing so. I couldn't see myself doing so because I don't know this person. Man, I've ended up on songs with people like, wow, that's crazy. So you never know. You just never know. Oh, good. Appreciate that, man. Underground Exploring page said the podcast is looking nice. We just getting started. We just getting started, man. I'm not going to now announce who our actual first guest is. I'm not going to announce it yet. It's coming, but I just want to let you know that it's powerful. It's powerful, man. This I was so honored to sit down with this brother and talk. I mean, it was just an honor and a privilege. So when y'all see who we got coming up, then you'll know why I felt that way and feel that way. All right. Let me see what y'all talking about. I know sometimes y'all be having conversations within the conversation. So I'm gonna jump in on y'all conversation. Yeah, y'all make sub to the Underground Dialogue podcast, man. We want to build this thing up, man. Just like all of the other podcasts out here that we are fans of. We want ours to be in that network. So when y'all make the rounds of listening to all of the great podcasts that are out there that represent hip hop and represent the culture and represent truth, we want to make sure that we're in that rotation for y'all as well, man. So be sure to sub and spread the word, man. Did you listen to Nas's new album? I haven't. I'll be ashamed, bro, because I don't listen to a lot of rap, man. I don't listen to a lot of rap at all, man. People find that hard to believe, but sometimes certain songs come across my radar and people say, man, you gotta hear this. And I'll make time to go listen to it. But I did see that Nas had dropped a new album, so I need to sit down and pay respect to the legend of Nas, the icon Nas, and sit down and listen to that brother's new project. Let's see what we got. Shinobi says sacrifice is real in the record label industry. Well, you asking sacrifice is real in the record label? For example, Nas' first album, Fire, most recent. I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that, Shinobi. And that I don't see how that relates to a sacrifice, a record label sacrifice. If your opinion of his projects were not good, but a lot of people do believe that sacrificing is real and that people do that. I just did a live about that. I just did a live about that the other night, Friday night, when I said, do people really sell out on purpose? Sacrifices are included in that. I don't know. I ain't never been in that deep. I ain't never been in the industry that deep. I don't let that part of the industry even get near me. And I don't go near anything that I may feel like is gonna be a potentially confrontational or compromising moment for me. I don't even put myself in those positions. And if I was to accidentally stumble into one of those positions, then I would handle myself accordingly. So I don't know. I don't know. Aaron Kyle says, "You are my brother, bro. I am a Christian." Hey, man, I appreciate the love. You don't have to announce your faith. I mean, you just got to live it. You just live it. Just live your faith. Some people will say, "Man, um, I just want you to know, man, I got love for you, man. And I'm a Catholic. Hey, man, I got love for you. And man, I'm an atheist." Hey, you don't have to announce that. If you got love for me, just leave it at that. Because whatever you are, whatever I am, it'll all come out in the wash, but it will come out, the reality of it will come out based on what we show, not based on what we profess. So Jab Bad said, I was just watching the Honorable Minister's latest YouTube video about Kyrie and Kanye. What did you think about it? What was your opinion, Jab Bad, about the minister's speech? I thought it was phenomenal, me personally. What platform are you speaking about? The podcast? It's our new podcast, Underground Dialogue Podcast. Go subscribe right now. Okay, Sam, I already subscribed. Gotcha. Friend, is that friend? Okay, I'm just gonna call you friend. You see this Roseburg clown on his run. Who is Roseburg? Who is that? Make me understand. Tell me who that is, friend. Think I'm a little behind. Let me try to catch up. What up, Sleep? Next question is your favorite song. Salute, man. That's just based off reality, man. People have a lot of questions they want to ask, a lot of things that they're unsure about, a lot of things they disagree with because of the lack of their own research and lack of information that they receive or false misinformation. So when I make songs like that, I try to do my best to fairly speak as both sides, regardless of what my personal thoughts might be. But if y'all don't know what he's talking about a song called Next Question, which happens to be on my latest album called Telekinesis, which y'all should go get right now. Y'all should go on the website, southparkcoalition.net, and order a physical copy, or you can go on all of the other stuff, the digital platforms, and get it as well. Uh-oh. SFV, your music helped me have another spiritual awakening, and that's what real music is. Blessings, man. God is great. I thank God for that comment, for you letting me know that. I appreciate it. And you're right, music is supposed to wake us up and uplift us and alter the trajectory of our spirit and send it in an upward direction. So me being somebody who's made negative music and me being somebody who's made positive music, that's my goal, to get off that negative stuff, man. The real Hungry Joe say, I was just gonna go crash, man. Hey, man, don't let me keep you up, bro. Because even when I get through doing this, I'm gonna be up a few more hours. Please believe. So don't try to hang with me. Because you'll mess around and see the sun fooling with me. Appreciate the donation too. Much love to you. The real Hungry Joe. They had a fake Hungry Joe running around here. He said, man, I'm the real one. Jab Bass says, religion is just a title, bro. I'm born Muslim, but I don't agree with everything that is said. Same with any other religions. Yeah, you know, a religious label is only just a label when we are not living up to the label, or we are disrespecting the principles of the label and still claiming it for whatever reason. But as it relates to being a Muslim or a Christian, or when you know the definition of those terms, then you start striving to live up to that definition, then it becomes more than just a title, because now you are in a process of trying to become that. You know, if you're a Christian, then you're trying to become crystallized into oneness with Christ. If you're a Muslim, you're trying to submit your will to do the will of God. That if you're striving towards those goals, then it becomes more than a title. But to your point, yeah, I understand how at the end of the day, a lot of division comes about because of the labels that we carry, and then we'll go to war with each other trying to prove which label is the best, trying to win that argument or that contest, when in reality, that is the side, that is the mindset that creates the division among us. Instead of saying, okay, well, what principles do we share? What principles do we agree on that we can look at from whatever you say and say, okay, well, yeah, I believe what he said. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. You know, and anything that we don't agree with, then we can set that to the side and try to operate on bigger principles. Hit that like button, y'all. Can we talk about the weaponization of Black identity to focus on violence or drug abuse instead of healing the community and showing love to each other? What forces are pushing murder rap, drug rap? I can tell you what forces are pushing it. See, when you say pushing it, you know, the record labels push it, the companies push it. They are the machine that powers that type of rap that contributes to that death style that a lot of our people are participating in. But you say the weaponization of Black identity, I think it's more so, not to disagree with you, but it's more so in my eyes the tagging on us with a false identity, and our ignorance and our being negatively influenced by what this enemy is pushing and promoting. It creates and shapes us into a false identity, an identity that's not really who we are at our root, at our nature. And they've created a monster. So they weaponized the actual art form, and then those satanic men who run the industry, that's the kind of music that they push. And then the rappers get vilified for something that they have no power to even distribute on a mass scale. So it contributes to that genocidal climate that we see among our people. But I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. And you said instead of healing the community and showing love to each other, which a lot of artists are working and striving to live that way and to do that very thing that you said. But that side, the healing and strengthening the community side, that's not part of the agenda. That is uh, opposite of what the goal is when we talk about weaponizing. When you weaponize something, you're using it as a weapon against a people. So love and consciousness and positivity and all that, that goes against the grain of what they're trying to do, what they're trying to push on us. Sammy Sosa, I appreciate the love, Sammy. Thank you for the love and the donation, man. Much, much appreciated. Always appreciated. Never underestimated. Tiffany McLean, what's going down, sis? She said, love the new music. Thank you so much. She said Peter Rosenberg. What did he do? What happened with Peter Rosenberg? I don't be listening, man. See, when it's come to stuff like this, y'all have to educate me. Cause I don't be listening. I don't know. What did he say? What did he say? Enlighten me. AJR says, K-Rino, were you ever offered to be a part of the Illuminati? Nah, I wouldn't say that. At least not directly. I've had when I was younger, I had serious offers of record labels, major record labels that wanted to sign me. So we could we could spin that into indirectly, possibly could have been an indoctrination into that world, but never this official come and sit before me. Tell me what you will do for fame. We will tell you we can make you the biggest rap artist in the world. All you have to do is join us. Ain't ever done like that. Repeat after me. I want you to stand on one foot, close your eyes, hop 3 times, and say, Mama say, Mama saw. No, I ain't never been done like that. Daddy D said, you ever listen to Proof's last album, Searching for Jerry Garcia? Proof from Detroit? That's the Proof you asking me about? No, I haven't. If that's the Proof that you asked, I haven't. But RP the Proof, man. That's another brother that they don't mention a lot when they talk about the fallen soldiers, the fallen rappers. Um, Proof doesn't get mentioned in terms of just honoring his memory. So respect. That's all I can say, man. Damone says, of all the places, countries, and or states and of cities you've been to, what are the top 5 most ideal places for vacation? Well, I got to shout out to my homie Leo again. If he's still in here, man. When I went to Sydney, Australia, man, that was cool. It was beautiful. I enjoyed Sydney, Australia. Um, Vacation places. It's hard to go to Europe in the wintertime. I always end up in Europe when it's cold. But as far as out here, you know, I mean, what, San Antonio? I don't know. That's hard for me to come up with think of five, and I've been a lot of places. I've been a lot of places. That's a tough question. I have to get back to you on that. Let me see if they tell me what Rosenberg said. Sleep says, why in the world would they offer K to the Illuminati? He'd be the first to tell. Well, I'm going to say this. Sometimes the devil can know where you stand, or they can know where you say you stand, and they'll still try to test and see how hard, how solid your stance is. You got to understand, the devil tempted Jesus. The devil took Jesus on the mountaintop. Now, it'll get more righteous than him, but the devil took Jesus up on the mountaintop and said, man, look down and look at all that. I can give you all that if you submit to me. Now, this is a man that he knows. So if the devil got the nerve to try to get Jesus to sell out, then none of us are above that scenario as well for us. So because you're going to be tried, and whatever you claim you stand on, you're going to be tried on that, and you have to be able to show and prove. You know, see, my scripture quoting ain't all that great, y'all, but I see things and it pops into my head, but I don't necessarily always quote it right. Sometimes I do. But in this particular one, this is from the Quran, and I'm just paraphrasing. Somebody correct me. It's basically saying that you who believe, you will not be left alone just to say that I believe without being tried, without having to show it at some point. That's the gist of what that scripture said. I'm just not quoting it exactly. So you won't be just left alone saying, well, yeah, I believe, hey man, I believe this, I follow that. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, well, let's see. So that's part of the challenge, and that's part of the challenge to really see who you are and to show God who you are and to prove to yourself and those who look at you to prove and show who you are. Because it's easy to walk and talk and stand when it's beautiful and nice outside and ain't no drama going on. But when the bullets start flying and everybody ducking them, how do you respond when the heat get turned up? That's the question. Hundo Alatunde. Appreciate the love and the words, man. Thank you so much for all. You've been jamming me for that long. I gotta let y'all know my album is called Stories from the Black Book. I get so many people that say Tales from the Black Book. It's a difference between a story and a tale, or is it? Is a story and a tale the same thing? This is a tale that I must tell. I ain't gonna say the second part to that. Only the first. This is a tale that I must tell. I'm gonna stop right there because y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. But I know. People are trying to turn the comment section to a religious war. Let's just enjoy life and not debate so much. I'm Muslim, but you don't hear me trying to argue with people about their faith. Ain't no compulsion in religion. Whatever person chooses to practice or profess, it's on them. It's on all of us to live up to that. But, you know, how much sleep do you get every night? And do you think more than 8 hours is bad? Underground Exploit. I'm a really, really bad person to ask this question to, Underground, because your boy gonna get his sleep. I'm a sleeper, but I've been better lately. We've always been taught that you should get 8 hours of sleep. I don't know if that's accurate or the best thing, because a lot of things that we were taught that we should eat 3 meals a day, and that's not the best thing to do. I read somewhere recently where people were saying, you know how they say you should drink um, 8 glasses of water a day. I read somewhere recently where people were saying that's not actually conducive, to the body being to work it out for the human body. And then somebody else said water is based on your weight. Your water intake should be based on how much you weigh, and they got all kind of factors figured into it. So I don't know what it is in terms of the sleep game, because I know people who function or seem to function really well on very small hours, minimal hours of sleep. People sleep 3 or 4 hours and they get up and they own it. I found at times that the more I sleep, the more tired I am, the lazier I get. I lay around and sleep for 8, 9, 10 hours, man. I don't want to get up. So I don't always feel refreshed when I sleep 8 hours. So I don't know. I don't know the sleep science like that. I'm not gonna act like I do. I can only tell you, you know. And I think it depends on the person. Everybody is different, man. Everybody's energy levels are different. Everybody's stamina and everybody's physical makeup is different. So what is sufficient for you may not be sufficient for me, may not be sufficient for her or him. I'm gonna have to look that up. What they say. I'm looking up what they say, what the experts will say. Then I'll try to find something. I don't know if I'll be able to find something. I don't think I ever heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talking about sleep. I haven't. I'm not saying it, but I would be curious to know what he has to say about sleep for the body and how that works out, because what I usually ride with what he say. What do you think about Dave Chappelle on SNL? I haven't seen it. I'm gonna watch it though. I haven't seen it. Deshaun, what are your thoughts on Cambada? Do you listen to him? Cambada is one of the greatest rappers ever. And a lot of people on this chat are probably gonna go, man, when you and Cambada go do the song, I know, man. I'm terrible, man. I gotta watch the Dave Chappelle thing, y'all. I haven't watched it, y'all. I'm gonna go check it out. Yeah. Is that Kalia? Kalia J. I think everyone should be, is that omnism, which means the belief that no religion is truth, but that truth is found within them all. I absolutely believe that truth is found within all of them. I believe that. But what happens is, Kalia, is that there are other things and other principles that draw people to certain faiths and certain religions. And a lot of times, some of those things are not rooted in truth or not truthful. There's just things that are appealing to them. It's like when you have people who, you know, are more ritualistic. You know, they want to celebrate Christmas. They want to paint Easter eggs and things of that. And they do it for their children and all that. And I'll look at that like, nah, we ain't doing that. But other people, it's for the babies. It's for nah. Truth is for everybody. Truth should be for the babies just as it is for the adults. Um, but also, I try to emphasize to people that I had these conversations with that we got to stop blaming religion for people's problems, for our problems, or how people act. It's religion's fault. Everything is religion's fault. Religion is like religion by itself. Religion is like money. Money by itself can do nothing. It can do, it's just there. It's how you use the money. So I can have a bunch of money and I can just decide that I want to go try to buy some land. I want to try to establish some businesses. I want to try to make this money work for me. I want to try to flip this money in a righteous, legal way. Or I can decide I'm gonna go buy a whole bunch of cocaine and just start getting high and stuff. So the same with religion, it's like we were talking about earlier with the labels. It's just a label, but how we work the religion determines if it's good religion or if it's bad. It's all about the practice. But we'll sometimes, and not you, Khalil, I'm just saying it in general, we'll sometimes just lump the word with, that's the problem. That's why I don't do religion. No, that should be why you don't do bad religion, slick religion, snakish religion. But if it's in its right form, or the principles are being acted on, and it's like this is my religion, you live it. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Chopping it up, TV, Big Op, always representing, man. Hondo says you sleep too much, it drains you. I guess that's what it is. See, because I'll be grinding, get it in, get it in, get it in, get it in. Then I had that one day, typically one day a week, I had that day where I just lay out. It's like, man, it's 3 o'clock. I still ain't got out the bed yet, bro. Like, what's going on, man? I do that. I don't know if it's good or bad. Sacramento Underground Truth Movement says, how can I get an interview with you? Let me show you how, man. Just send me an email. Sac, Mr. Community from Cincinnati up in this thing, man. Just hit me up, man. Open topic tonight. Y'all hit the like button real quick for your brother, those who have not done it. Appreciate the love, chopping it up. Thank you for that hot dollar. I could buy me a cool cup. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just joking. Horizon of Zion. Do you believe in a supreme being? Of course. Of course I believe in a supreme being. I'm not an atheist. I'm not an evolutionist in terms of believing in the theory of evolution as far as the Big Bang theory and all of this is accidental. All of this just fell into place just by accident. I don't believe that. I believe in a supreme being, a supreme creator of the universe who created not only this universe and all of the heavenly bodies in it, but also created us and all of this vessel and all of its intricacies and all of its details, like similar to the ocean, where there are parts of the ocean and things in the ocean that we've never even seen and we don't even understand. Even those who are anatomical scholars, there's still parts about this creation that they don't know and they don't understand. That was done by a creator. The balance that we were created with, the ears, the eyes, how everything works in unison, all of the different components, the countless components that we consist of that make up this one unit. Come on, man. There's nowhere in the world this just happened to land perfectly. You just threw it all in the air and it just landed perfectly, like in place. Nah. Nayeli, how are you, Nayeli, my friend? How's Houston? I feel the love you have for Houston. Where the O at? Through your song, but it sounds like a scary place to live. Well, I'll say this, the world is a scary place. It's like every place got good parts and bad parts. And some parts are worse than other. But the thing that we got to understand is even the so-called good parts can become a bad part at any time, and that's anywhere. So, you just have to do your best to move properly and stay out the way and keep your head on a swivel. But at the same time, enjoy life and you can't live your life in fear and paranoid. Yeah. What's up, Alvaro? I see you, man. Is it her story or his story? Or the greatest story ever told? Do you believe we are in the end times? Not only do I believe it, I know it. Yeah. Edward Pick says Tesla slept 2 hours a day. He's saying Nikola Tesla slept 2 hours a day. How do we know that? I know some people that don't sleep much. But one thing I do know is that the human body gonna get what it needs it's gonna take the toll will be taken. You can't push and push and push. You can't just drive a car into the ground where you never maintain it. You never put no oil in it. You never put the right kind of gas in it. You never check the fluids, and you just drive it and drive it. You don't change the tires or nothing. You can't do that. And you can't do that to your body. You can't just run yourself, overwork, run yourself into the ground. Never stop, never stop. Eat bad, drink bad, get no sleep. You can't do that. Because sooner or later, the body is going to just shut down. The body is going to be like, okay, you don't want to do right by me? He going to be somewhere you're just going to drop. Because the body got to like, if you're not going to slow me down, I'm going to slow me down. And sometimes it'll give you that's a little punch. Sometimes it'll hit you with the knockout blow. And then you go to the doctor, and the doctor says, well, man, you need to slow down. You're working too hard. They start changing your diet, telling you different things that you should do and all that. Okay, all right, doctor, hey, man. The doc give you like a little action, little warning or whatever, because the body gave the first warning. When the body shut down, that was the body saying, say, man, do right by me. You can't even do what you're trying to do if you don't take care of me, because I'm the one doing it. I got to put this work in. I got to grind. Okay, you want to grind? You have to take care of me so I can do the grinding. You're doing this grinding and working hard. You're doing it through me, the body. So treat me right so we can make it through this strenuous, arduous work that you put me through. But you can't just expect a performance without the maintenance. And that's the mistake that we make. But the body will go, all right, okay, all right. Be out of there. See? Incredible Hulk, we see you. Dreaming Universe, we see you. Underground Dialogue Podcast, y'all go subscribe to that right now. That's our new podcast channel. Episode 1 is up. Episode 2 coming this week. Triple X, people are driven by the ego. People are driven, man, look, show you how deep you just came. People are driven by the ego, but the ego will drive you off the cliff. You can't be driven by the ego. You in the passenger side, the ego driving. The ego like, hey man, don't worry about it, bro. We good. Ego ain't looking at the road. The ego ain't looking at the road because the ego is too big. You can't tell him nothing. But if the ego drives you, it would drive you off the cliff. You have to switch places with the ego and put the ego in the passenger side. And you take the wheel. I control where we go. Ego. You got to tell the ego, I control where we go. Put on your seatbelt, bro. You got to make the ego put on his seat. You got to make the ego act right. The ego going to be in the car trying to turn the radio on what he want to listen to. The ego going to have his head all out the window, talking crazy. You got to put the ego in a baby seat. Ungrateful Ninja says ego means edging God out. That's a nice little acronym. Yeah, man. Joshua, the gift of consciousness. Horizon of Zion. Have you seen magic before? What you mean magic? Like magic tricks? You mean Magic Johnson? When you say have I seen magic before, that could mean a lot of stuff. That could mean a lot of stuff. Hundo, what does it take to get a feature from K-Rino? It takes for you to be serious about the inquiry. It takes to know that this is business. And I just put my email address, so if you're serious, hit me up. Have you ever seen magic before? Oh, I just said that. Iris says, dang, big bro, you up late. I'm always up like this. These my hours. I don't normally do a live stream this late. I just had it in my mind to do one, and I hadn't had time, but I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. But I'm always up at this time of night. It's very rare at 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm asleep. I'm always up. One thing you can bank on, unless I really had a rough day or night before that, wherever you are in the world, in terms of the central time zone to East Coast, even where, if you on the West Coast and it's 2 a.m. on the West Coast, like it is now. I mean, it's not now. Like if it's 2 a.m. on the West Coast, that means it's 4 a.m. where I am. I'm woke. If it's 5 a.m. on the East Coast, that means it would be 4 a.m. where I am. I'm woke. I'm up. Anywhere in the Central Time Zone, Pacific, I'm up. These my hours, bro. Every now and then I'll go to sleep early. Yeah. Man, y'all asking some good questions, man. Where are we on the comics? The comics are gone. Is Dollar Bill in here tonight? We sold out. We're gonna bring in some more though. But they went. We'll bring in some more though. We'll get some more though. Kalia says, why do you think the mind and the heart are always at constant war with each other for most people? And what's the solution to bring them into sync with one another, if any? Well, that's a good question. The first thing we got to understand is that, based on your question, is saying, like, some people will say, go with what the mind says, because the theory is the mind is going to act in a logical manner, whereas the heart will move on emotion and may not make the right decision, because the heart's decision will be based on just emotion. But what we got to understand about that whole concept is that when we refer to the heart in terms of people saying making decisions, and you say the heart and the mind are at war with each other, the heart is actually symbolic. It's like a metaphor the heart can't think. There's no type of thought process that takes place in your heart that competes with the mind. They're two different organs. The brain and the mind itself is different from the brain. But the heart is an organ that has a function that has nothing to do with your decision making. Your heart pumps blood and to different parts of the body. That's its function. So it's symbolic. So when you read in the scripture, you read about Jesus saying, he said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Meaning basically saying that whatever you believe yourself to be, that's who you are. But you don't think with your heart. It's symbolic. You think with your mind. So the constant war that you're talking about is not between the heart and the mind. It's between one thing in the mind versus something else in your mind. That duality that exists in all of our thought processes to say, like, okay, man, should I do this or should I do that? Like, you can get with this or you can get with that. So you constantly banging in your mind on what to do. See, so it's basically a war between logic and emotion, or war between mathematics and emotion. So if you take it to a situation where we talk maybe in relationships, you are in a relationship with a guy who you know is clearly he's not good for you. He don't treat you right, talk crazy to you, he use you, never does anything for you. But you head over heels in love with him. You love this guy. But he hurts you. He makes you feel terrible all the time. So now you are dealing with him because of an emotional connection, an emotional feeling that you have for him. But logic says to you, this is not making sense. This don't make mathematical sense for you to continue to be with this person who's not benefiting you in any way. And if anything, he's taking from you. So the best logical and the best mathematical decision would be to cut this person loose, even at the expense of feeling that pain that you feel when you lose somebody that you in love with or think you in love with. So the war is in the mind. It ain't between the heart and the mind. Sorry for the long answer. Box. How do you feel about Raza using the N-word? I don't think nobody should use the N-word. But it's tough, when we as Black people continue to use it and we empower other people to use it. Like, we got the license. Hey, man, yeah, go ahead, man. You can use it. Like, we let somebody borrow our car. Nobody should use the N-word because of the negative meaning that it originally was intended for. And I know some people gonna come on here talking about niggas and all that. That ain't what I'm talking about. Because I don't like when people try to spin that. And we want to go back, well, at the root, nigga. I'm talking about niggers, niggers, when they use that word. And what it means when it comes from them. And even when we go through, well, no, that ain't how I mean it. But like, yeah, man, that's my nigga right there. Like, we shouldn't use it. Plain and simple. Because at the root, Even when you take the so-called term of endearment that it now means to us, it still started from a place of hate. And as we try to grow, or should be trying to grow into civilized people, more civilized thinking, more civilized. See, as you try to grow and mature into civilized people, then what should also grow and mature is our language, our the way that we express, the way that we communicate with each other. That should grow and mature. So you reach a point where you shouldn't be just all the time, my nigga, you know, it's like, nah, shouldn't use that word. Nobody should refer to no black person as that. A black person should refer to themselves as that. And no other people outside of being black should be referring to us or themselves as that. Just a popular word now. But that's my view. We got to get our vocabulary levels up to where we don't have to even use certain words, not even cuss words. We all learning and we struggling with that type of stuff. Kalia, I don't know. I don't know your situation. I'm just saying that that's typically the most prominent conflict. When you speak about mind and heart, it's usually because it's somebody in a relationship where they in that struggle, they going through that internal struggle, and you got to make a decision on what's best. What's best don't always feel good in the beginning, but I guarantee you, if you in some kind of toxic situation and you go head on and muster up the courage to just let it go, no matter how bad it hurts you, but while you know, while your mind is telling you this is not good for you, you should. We're not supposed to be hurt and upset and sad all the time in a relationship. Got 365 days a year, and 358 of them, you depressed and sad and hurting and arguing and going through it with somebody. That don't mathematically make sense. But what happens is we get caught up in this mode where we feel like we with this person. You might have been with them for a while. You have a familiarity with them. You have a level of comfort with that person, even though they're not even treating you right. You've become comfortable in the mistreatment. So we trick ourselves into feeling like, well, you know, I can't get nobody else, or I don't want nobody else. Why wouldn't you want somebody else? You're not happy. You've let unhappiness become the norm for you. That's a sickness. We have to change that mind. Like, man, I'm not supposed to feel like, you know, they say love hurts. Yeah, love hurts, but not every day and not in that way. I'm not supposed to feel like this. I'm supposed to be with somebody who appreciates me, who values me, who wants to make me happy, not somebody who don't have no problem making me cry every day, talking crazy to me, dismissing me. Nah. It's somebody out there that will make you happy. And you'll be like, man, I've been wasting my time all this time. I've been wasted 7 years with this cat or this female, if you're a guy. I done wasted all this time with this person thinking that this is just what it is because I have not developed the strength to just cut the string. I have not developed the strength to go after and just capture my own happiness. You don't get but one trip. You don't get but one trip on this planet, man. So we shouldn't waste our time. We shouldn't waste years out of our life dealing with people who are not good for us, and we know it. And next thing you know, you around here 62 years old, regretting that you have given 28 years, 30 years, 17 years, 15 years to this person, and you giving the best years of your life to somebody who didn't give their best years to you. And that's too late. Tell you something, because my daddy told me, my daddy said, man, this when I was young. My daddy said, man, the older you get, the harder it's going to be for you to find you a good woman. I contend the same thing for a woman. I feel like the older you get, it gets tougher, because when you get older, you meet people, but people are more set in their ways. People are already how they are. So now you running around here trying to lock in to find somebody that's close to how you are. You're like, nah, that ain't it. Nah, that ain't it. But the worst thing you can do in the meantime is dedicate all your time to somebody who showing you who they are. Love is an action word. I've seen dudes beat the hell out of a woman and, oh, baby, I did that because I love you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't. That's what our parents used to say when they give you a whooping. I whooped you because I love you. I understand that, because they want to discipline you when you was doing wrong, so you will grow up understanding what not to do, so you won't go out into the world and get yourself messed up. But in a relationship, he cussing you out, talking crazy to you, disrespect you. Don't care if your friends around, you care if your mama around, your family. Don't care about nothing you got going. Don't want to hear about your day. Taking your money. Don't never do nothing for you. Don't never take you nowhere. The writing is on the wall. Like, man, like, what are you waiting for? What are you in this for? What are you getting out of? See, if you got to ask yourself in a relationship, if you got to sit down some days and go, man, what am I getting out of this? You know, if you ever had to ask yourself that question, then it may be time to explore some different options. Maybe time to explore some different options. You got to, it goes back to when we was talking about the body. How you say, man, you gotta take care of your body and maintain, and it's the same thing with the mind, and the same thing when it comes to your life. You gotta take care of yourself. You gotta make sure that you put a value on yourself. If you just got a brand new car, you got a 2022, a 2022, whatever, you just bought it, and I walk up to you and say, man, I give you $20 for that car, you're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Man, I give you, all right, man, I give you 25 for it. You're like, man, watch out, man, quit playing with me. Because you understand the value of that car. You know what you put into it. Sometimes people get a car, put some rims on, put some music in. You've invested stuff into it now. Okay, man, I give you $50 for it. So what's more valuable, you and your well-being or that car. So don't let some $20 roach, a clown, come up to you and allow you to give yourself to them for some crumbs. Put some value on yourself. If it ain't right for you and it haven't been right, burn out. I don't know what I'm gonna do without him. You're gonna do the same thing you did before you knew him. I love him. He don't love you. And you don't love you if you allow it. Big Ock, I appreciate the love, man. Not only will you start to be bitter later, you'll get sick. You start stressing. See, stress, people don't understand the physical weight, the physical manifestation of mental stress. You start stressing mentally, it affects you physically. I see it all the time, man. These women be sick over these dudes, man. They be sick and always finna start losing weight and stuff. Leads you into other stuff. You start smoking cigarettes and drinking, and not all the time, but these are the things that can snowball and start happening. Man, you got to take care of your mind. Nobody is worthy of destroying your mental well-being, and you should never have low self-esteem to the point where you feel like you're not worthy of better. You're not deserving of better. You deserve better. You don't deserve to be treated like however you being treated, male or female. You don't deserve it. Could be, especially when you know what you are investing into it. And it's not a competition. We ain't keeping score, but it's sometimes you just human nature makes you go, well, man, I do this, I do. Man, this cat don't do nothing for me. And then if they do one little bitty thing, they're gonna act like they gave you the world. This dude gave me one birthday card in 8 years, and he acting like he just bought me a Bentley. Joseph said, it's 50-50 equally. Once someone betray you, it's like this. If you cheat on the woman or man you love, your loyalty to nobody. You're loyal to nobody because you cheated everybody you love. Our parents ain't cheat us. Well, one of my favorite songs, Joseph, is by a dude named Teddy Pendergrass. And he used to say, what do you say? Not 60-40. Like say, not 70-30. Not 60-40. I'm talking about a 50-50 love. Y'all young, y'all don't know about that. But as much as I love that song, it ain't about 50-50 love, man. It's 100-100. See, we taking the 50-50 to add up to make it into 100. That's not how it works. That means you only giving 50 and she's only giving 50. You got to give 100 and she got to give 100%. Now y'all got 200%. So I like the song. 50-50 only matters when, hey man, you with your homeboy and the bill come in. How much it costs, bro? It's $36. And he give you 18. And he pay 18. Okay, that's 50-50. We split that bill 50-50 and took care of that. But when it comes to love, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your child, whether it's family, friends, you give 100, not 50. not 70-30, not 60-40. But sometimes we make the mistake, to go back to the song, we accept that bad ratio. We let somebody give us 30 while we giving 70. Since we playing the 100 game. Or you be giving 100. You giving 100. And they giving 5. See, Apion just said, he said he got 5 on it. You know Freddie Fox, aka man. Freddie Fox, man. Freddie Fox turned to God. That's beautiful. Freddie Fox, man, was so hard. Y'all want to hear Freddie Fox? I'm going to tell y'all a song to go listen to. KRS-One had a song called Rough, Rough. And it featured Freddie Fox, aka Bumpy Knuckles. Ooh, that boy was snapping on that song. I'm not going to repeat some of the stuff he said, but it was hard. See, this is my gauge of how I know, how I determine when a rapper is hard. This is one of my gauges. One of them. If I hear, which is very rare now, I want to say this to y'all, it's very rare. When I hear a rapper say a line and I say to myself, ooh, man, I wish I'd have came up with that. That's when I know he hard. Because I don't typically listen to people and be like, I can listen to you and say, yeah, that boy dope. That's beautiful. But I don't typically go, ooh, man, ooh, I wish I'd have came. Shh. Freddie Fox said some stuff that I was like, ooh, man, why didn't I think of that? That's when you know. Iris says, I don't feel like I deserve anything I haven't earned. Well, sometimes we don't know that we earn something, though. See, I'm giving y'all some big brother wisdom. You say you don't feel like you deserve it. But you know, sometimes you get a blessing and you're like, oh man, God, I didn't even deserve this. But we don't know what we earned or what we deserve, because sometimes we do things unconsciously, unknowingly, that really help somebody out. And we get a blessing for that. So we thinking in that moment, it's like, man, I don't deserve this. Then another time, maybe you didn't deserve it. So if something is bestowed on you, a blessing is bestowed on you, and you feel in your heart that you didn't deserve it, whether you did or you didn't, but if you feel like you didn't deserve it, you know what you should do? You should start putting in work in order to qualify yourself to say, okay, I'm thankful for this blessing that I feel like I didn't deserve. So let me give that back. Let me work that back out there. Let me put that back out in the universe, because I'm thankful. So now I need to do something good. Thank you, man. Pay it forward. I said all that, and you was like, man, just say pay it forward. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Give me a second. Back like a recliner chair. Sitting in a recliner chair. King Viking. No, I didn't see it, man. I guess I'm gonna have to go watch it when I get off of here. H-Town for life. How was it to work with cannabis, brother? It was an honor. That's the best way I can say it. I was honored that an artist of that caliber would invite me on his project. I was like, came out of left field. I'll never forget, and I'll forever be grateful to him for that. Straight up. Michelle, let me see what you got. This person stole my info, wrote it up. Will you let other people know that was your work or let it go? What do you mean your info? What do you mean? Like some work related stuff, some artistic stuff? Was it something that costed you some money? I mean, I would have to know a little more detail and context before I could say how I would handle it because it's certain things, my herbal info, and he is writing it in his book. So he plagiarized you. So basically, was it somebody you knew, or was it something you had up on a public forum of your own, and somebody came and and jacked it? Was it somebody you knew? Yeah, okay. Was your work published to where you could seek some kind of legal action, or you just had it out there? So you were helping him to do what? To get his thing going? Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough. Did you address it with him? Did you like say, hey, like, hey, buddy, what's going on? So you brought it to his attention, and if you brought it to his attention, what did he say? What was his response? Because the only responses could be, he said, you're the best. So so you was like, hey man, why'd you stole my stuff? You took my stuff. And he said, you're the best. That's what you mean? And just thanks. Okay, well, he not a friend, number one. Number two, you probably gonna have to take that one on the chin if you didn't get it, if you don't have your stuff copyrighted and protected, unless he haven't put his out yet. Okay, hold on to them texts. Because if he haven't put his out yet, go get your stuff copywritten, get your stuff taken care of and protected. And then I'll be like, yeah, go on, put it out now. Put it out. Because that's one of the highest forms of disrespect, that you stole my stuff and then just basically telling me, yeah, I stole it because you're really good. Thanks. Now I'm gonna put this out and I'm gonna make some money. Yeah, and I feel you, big Ock, but sometimes it's best to fight in a legal way. It hurts people way more than if you was to fight them in a physical way. Because I know a whole lot of people that done took a butt whooping and it didn't cost them no money or position. And at the end, they were like, that's a good trade-off, compared to somebody who was like, well, I'm gonna teach you a lesson about stealing my stuff because you didn't know I had my stuff protected. So now I'm finna punch you in your pocket. And trust me, they will feel that a lot worse. But the good thing is, um, things like this, unfortunately, but fortunately at the same time, give you an opportunity to find out, who your friends are and who your friends ain't, because that's an opportunist. Anybody that would kind of just wait and sit there and just let me see what she does and just blatantly take it like that. But it's also a lesson for you, Michelle, because now you can't share your stuff. You can't let people see your stuff. Even when you helping somebody, because um what happens is that they don't look at it, they look at it as they getting over on you. They don't look at it as like, wow, this is really a good friend and she's really helping me. But people like that sooner or later will be, it'll come out in the wash, because if he's taking information of that nature, then he's copying it verbatim. And if he doesn't have the knowledge of how to actually um, put those words to work, to implement the writings to make it become manifest in terms of helping the people, like then he gonna get exposed at some point anyway. See, you can't um you can't steal my words and then explain them better than me. You're doing a Q&A and they asking you about some stuff that you done stole from somebody else. They go, so what do you think about the I done stole a whole uh theory of relativity. I done just copied it down verbatim and put it out like it was mine, switched it up a little bit, and then we got a question and answer. Then they ask, well, what about and I'll be see what that was let me get back to you on that. Nah, he don't know your work better than you know your work. So your lesson now is you don't expose. See, even when you helping somebody, see, I'm gonna tell you what the old karate man said. The karate man had a student, and he trained the student up from nothing, turned the student into a world-class champion, kung fu champion. The student got so cocky and so arrogant that now he wanted to challenge his teacher. So he was like, man, I think I can whoop the teacher. So he challenged the teacher, and the teacher put them hands on the teacher, beat the hell out of him. And the student couldn't understand. He said, man, how did you beat me when you taught me everything you know? He said, no, I taught you everything that you know. I didn't teach you everything that I know. See? Because the teacher was wise enough to understand this cat might try to come and test me one day. He might try to see if he can get with me one day. So I'm gonna make him great. I'm gonna give you some game, but there's certain aspects that I'm gonna hold up here for me. You're not gonna get that. I'm not gonna give you everything. So that's how you gotta be, even when you helping somebody. You don't give them everything. Unfortunately, you just can't do it. Sometimes even when it's somebody you thought was really, really, man, I thought this was really my friend, and you did it because you was really his friend. Can't give him everything. And you may have never saw a clue that he got down like that. And you had to find out the hard way, but it's a blessing. to find out like that on that level before it was something really, really big. He could have got you on a big scale down the line. So now you know. And then to be dismissive, to not even say, yeah, I'm sorry, I was under pressure. He could have said anything. I was trying to finish this book, man. I'm sorry, I took it. Just shrug it off like, ooh, you're the best. Thank you. Nah. Yeah. Let him have that. He'll never get another one, though. I can't tell you what time it is after that. Hey, man, what time you got? I don't know. I'm going to hide my watch. You might try to use that. Can't tell you nothing. Because that's not friendship. That's not respect. My friend could tell me they deepest, darkest secrets, and it would never leave my mouth. I don't care if we get into it. We ain't got to be friends no more. I would never betray that. But on a lighter scale, my friend couldn't tell me his or her $1 billion idea. And then I turn around and is that right? So how exactly did you say you was gonna do that? Hold on, you said you was gonna get a what? Pee-wee. Hey, so wait a minute, slow down. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna get how much of those things? And then what you're gonna do? Oh yeah? Nah. Can't be blessed like that, man. But on the same token, don't let that kill your spirit of helping others and giving. You just gotta know how to discern and know who to deposit your love in and your advice in, and know the limits. Don't go too far, because you still have to protect your work. You have to protect your brand, your gift. Just something that you just like, hey man, I ain't really tripping on that. You can have all that. I mean, that may be different. And even then, because people will make money off of it and blow up off of it, and won't even forget giving you some money. They won't even give you credit for it. What's up, Catherine? See? El God, Dr. York, and Farrakhan taught us well. Yeah, man. I've been down them roads before. Yeah, I got to read my first book. I had a homie when I first started rapping. This is before I even knew I was any good. He saw me battle this guy one time, and he asked me to write him a rap. I didn't know no better. I was a young dude just starting out, and I wrote it for him. I wrote him a rap. We was in middle school. I had just started rapping that year. I wrote him a rap, gave it to him. He learned it. School lets out for the summer. We came back in high school. We was just getting to high school, just getting ninth grade. He came out and wanted to battle me. He was a different guy. He just like, man, I can take you. Now, by now, over the summer, I've been getting it in. I've been sharpening the sword, even though I'm still new in the game. And I said, okay, let's get it on. Do you know this dude tried to battle me with the rap that I wrote for him? He tried to battle me. Well, I ain't gonna say he tried. He battled me with the very rap that I wrote for him in school the previous year. I instantly recognized it. I know my work. I was like, wait a minute. I said, I know that you're not trying to use my own rhyme against me. He had no shame. He didn't even he was like, so I became the first rapper in history to beat myself in a battle. Because I was already in the middle of it. So I had to beat my own rap with another one of my raps. That was the craziest thing in the world. So I understand, because the arrogance kicks in. It's like, how do you become that arrogant to where you feel like, I know this dude wrote this for me. He gave it to me out of the kindness of his heart. Now I'm going to use it on him. That's like somebody trying to shoot you with your own gun. Wow. That's my brother, man. That was a long time ago. We cool now. I ain't seen him in a while. But that's a true story. That's a straight up true story, man. I got to get my book. I got all kind of little interesting historical stuff like that. I've talked to Premier a few times since we did that interview. We haven't talked about it. We talked about the album maybe once. We don't know. It may happen. It may not. But that's my guy, man. Michelle say I cut him loose. I can't help ever again. Oh, see, yeah. He knew it was a part of my life. He knew it was a big part of my life's work and wanted it because it was very good. Yeah, that's why you don't show everybody everything. I'm talking to all of y'all now. You don't show everything, y'all, because you never know. See, you got all kind of people in the crowd. You got people who are just genuinely watching, and they for you, they admiring your skill, your gift. You got people who are watching you, they're studying you, trying to figure out how they can defeat you. You got people who are watching because they trying to steal from you. Let me try to figure out how to steal some of the techniques. It's like a boxer that's sparring. And the sparring session is somehow people can watch it, people coming out to watch it or whatever. When a boxer is sparring, he ain't showing everything he can do in the sparring session. He ain't using all this stuff. He working on certain stuff, and sometimes you see the boxer sparring, and it looks like the sparring partner is whooping him. The sparring partner, bam, 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 and the champ is just, and it's like, man, dude, nah. He working on certain stuff, but at the same time, he not showing everything that he can do. And more importantly, to this point, he's not showing everything he can do to the sparring partner. Because a lot of times, a boxer sparring partner, they aspiring to be boxers too. They come up in the ranks as a sparring partner, but they trying to get out there too. So I can't show this dude all my stuff while I'm sparring with him, because later on I might have to face him when he comes up in the ranks. And he knows me now. I done showed him all my stuff, and he know my tendencies. He know all my little moves. He know all my stuff. Nah, you don't even show the sparring partner. Y'all hit that like button, man. Can y'all give me the 100 likes before the live ends? Can we get to 100 likes? Everybody who haven't hit like, go on and click it right now. Click it right now. See if we can get to 100 likes, y'all. Catherine said they secretly hate you, but they secretly see they can hate you, but love your skill because they can see themselves. They can hate you and love your work because they see themselves benefiting from it. 7 more likes, y'all. Doc Loke, what's up, man? My homie Doc Loke up in this thing. Doc Loke and the Swangers. How many of y'all heard that live performance version of Deprogram that I put on my channel? The song Deprogram. My homie who put that together and played some of the instruments, he's in the chat right now. Henry Dara. Am I pronouncing your name right, Doc? I always get your last name jacked up. Yeah, hit that like. Got a few more likes to go, man. We almost there, man. Like they say in Texas, click it a ticket. Is it Doc? Man, how you say it? Henry Darag? Man, I'm cutting your name up, fam. Oh, like O'Hara. So it's Henry Dara. Is it Dara? It's Dara. Oh man, I still got it wrong. You got to tell me in person, Doc. You have to tell me in person. Oh, it is. Okay, I got it. Okay, cool. All right. Big Ox says I had to cut a few people off recently because of that. When they start watching your pockets now, they're plotting on how to get in them next. Good morning, I was. That's right. That's right. A person should never ask you how much money you made on so that's kind of suspect. If you tell me, you might just happen to mention, yeah, man, I did some work for old buddy, da, da, da. Then I go, how much money you gave? How much money you charged him? How much you paid him? I guess it's the way you say it. When you say how much he gave you? You know, hold on. Wait a minute. Y'all drop y'all locations, man. I see some new people, some names I ain't familiar with, so I appreciate y'all. I welcome y'all in. Hit the like button as you come in. You may be the 100th like. Click that like button and drop y'all locations, man. Let me know where y'all at. I'll shout y'all out. Vita, Texas, Iowa City, King Biking out there in Iowa. Virtuous King, why do you need to be better? In what? Japan, Shinobi, Al Aqsa. The South Bronx, the South Bronx. The homie Big Irish out there in Boise. Joseph out there in South Granville, Australia, Sydney. My homie was just in here from Sydney. My homie Leo. Catherine in Missouri. Out bad out there in LA. Tony says, can we go for 200 likes? We would have to have at least 200 people that have come through the chat to get to 200 likes. I don't think we had 200. I don't think we had 100 tonight. Well, we've had at least 99, but people come in and out. We need one more like. Who's gonna be that 100 like? Who will be 100? Who gonna keep it 100? Melbourne up in this thing, man. I see you. Contra Bricks build. There it is, 100 likes. St. Paul up in this thing, unveiling the scripture truths. Troy Scott in New Jersey. Incredible Hawk out there in Sac. Tuck Beat in Pasadena, California. By way of Nevada. Snoop, my brother, West Timer, been rocking with me a long time, man. He said that was the first track of you I heard. Respect. Triple X, you know I know. Where we at? Oh, no Wise Dome user 100. Much love. Wise Dome with the wisdom. Yeah, we'll get to 200 likes one of these days. South Union up in this thing, man. I see your full tray. Yeah, there we go. He came in, see, Doc did it smooth. He came in as on his other channel. He went from Henry to Doc Lowe. Y'all be sure to subscribe to Underground Dialogue Podcast. That's my new podcast channel. Episode 2 drops this week. Episode 1 is already up. We ain't playing. Look at me, man. We are not playing. This is only the beginning. We've only just begun to live. See, y'all didn't know I listened to all that. Y'all didn't know I listened to the Carpenters, did you? I listened to the Carpenters. Y'all don't even know who that is. If you had to choose Biggie, Tupac, or Big L, I'm going with Tupac. White lace and promises, a kiss for luck and we're on our way. We've only just begun. And when the evening comes, we fly. Y'all don't know about that. Come on, Michelle. Michelle, no. Karen Carpenter, man. Ooh, boy, Karen Carpenter. That's one of the most beautiful voices in music, man. That lady had a beautiful voice, man. That lady had a beautiful voice. I be jamming the Carpenters, man. Honeycombs, what y'all name is cereal now? Got a couple more minutes on y'all. We go back to the old school. We can everybody list their favorite cereal growing up. I had 3. I had 3. I'm gonna list my favorites. We're gonna drop our favorite cereals real quick before we go, man. That's 1. What up? That's 2. I don't eat none of this stuff no more. And that's 3. They're my 3 favorite cereals growing up. Y'all just drop 1. Cinnamon Toast, man, I don't like them. Golden Grams, come on, Pat. Cocoa Puffs, I don't like none of this. I don't like Golden Grams. I didn't like Golden Grams. Lucky Charms, ugh. Michelle, you like Lucky Charms? Oh, Michelle, yeah, see, you creative. You eat the peanut butter Captain Crunch? Whew. I ain't seen one on here. See, look, I used to didn't like Cheerios because when I was little, I didn't like cereal that didn't have no sugar already on it. The cereal you got to put your own sugar in. I ain't got time for that. I need my cereal to already be poisoned with sugar. Boy, them Cocoa Puffs getting a hold on, Doc. Time out. Time out, Doc. I can't let you slide with them rice checks. It ain't no way in hell I'm gonna eat no rice checks, Doc. Woo, man, if mom would have came home with some rice checks, I would have started crying. I can't. Doc, you eat rice checks, bro? Oh, no. I can't do it. I couldn't do it, man. Frosted wheat, Honey Nut Cheerios. Now, hold up. Man, I went through a stretch where Honey Nut Cheerios was the top, was at the top of the rotation. I ate Honey Nut Cheerios till I stopped liking them. Man, them rice checks, bro. Reese's Puff. I ain't ever heard of that. Fruity Pebbles, man. I used to get down on the Fruity Pebbles. But Honey Nut Cheerios, yeah, they get a spot. Trent, you was eating them Count Chocolates, bro. I couldn't eat them Count Chocolates, man. Couldn't do it. Hold on, man. Frosted Flakes. Man, y'all like them Cinnamon Toast Crunch, huh? I never had them. I was eating Apple Jacks at one point back in the days. I rocked with Apple Jacks for a minute. I was surprised because I didn't think I was gonna like Apple Jack. See, Rice Krispies, Catherine, I like Rice Krispies, but I don't like cereal I gotta put my own sugar in. But I used to deal with it with the Rice Krispies. Then when you didn't have enough money to get Rice Krispies, you had to get the off-brand when it was called Crispy Rice. You got to be from the hood to know about that Crispy Rice. You had the Rice Krispies with the snap, crackle, and pop dudes on the box. That's the real deal. But then it came in like a clear bag. They had one called Crispy Rice. They thought they were slick. And they had the fake Frosted Flakes too. What the fake Frosted Flakes used to be called? They called them it was some bootleg Frosted Flakes. Tony the Tiger was not on the box. Trust me. Captain Crunch. I messed with Captain Crunch. Them boys was crunched for real. Them was some hard cereal. Captain Crunch didn't really get soggy in the milk like it took them a while. Certain cereals, boy, you got to hurry up and eat it because them boys, you're gonna be like you eat mush. Them Captain Crunch used to hold farm for a little while. Them Captain Crunch be like in that milk like he'll be holding form for a little while. French Toast Crunch. I ain't never heard of that one. I was said, at least you had a mom. Hey, blessings to you, man. Doc said we only got sugar cereal on our birthday. Apple Jacks, Tony the Tiger, Honey Smacks. See, them little Dig'em Smacks. It was two of them. It was a Dig'em Smacks, right? And what was the other one that was just like the Dig'em Smacks? See, they were just alike. I forgot. It was two. They was basically the same cereal, but they leave all the little brown stuff in the milk. Hey man, I'm not eating nothing that stay checks. I'm gonna name a cereal that all the older people used to eat. My grandmother used to eat them. I bet y'all can't name the cereal that all the older people used to eat. I want to see who really old school. Reese's Puffs. I ain't never heard of that, man. That must be new. Savage, you still eat that crispy rice? They still got it? What was the name of the fake frosted flakes? Bro, nah, Troy, you joking. I would start crying and some shredded wheat would have came home. Shredded wheat? No. No. They were just called flakes. There was a fake, that was a fake Tony the Tiger. Tony was not affiliated with that company. Granola. Now I'm gonna tell y'all don't know about them old cereals. Frosted Flakes, Frosted Flakes, Frosted Flakes is just taking the lead. Frosted Flakes smashing right about now. Coated Flakes, Sugar Flakes. Yeah. Yeah, them Sugar Flakes. Yeah. Boy, hey, Irish, that's what it is. Them older people, they used to eat them grape nuts. The grape nuts, baby. Man, look, them Captain Crunch, yeah. You mess around and get to going too hard on them Captain Crunch, you right. The top of your mouth gonna be cut up. That's all, man, them Captain Crunch was hard, bro. The top of your mouth gonna be like somebody took a knife and just went on the top. They just made you open your mouth and just were just poking the top of your mouth. That's how them Captain Crunch used to be. If you go too hard, if you let them boys miss the teeth. Cream of wheat or malto meal. Let me get off here. Cream of wheat or malto meal. Which one? Who wins the vote? Before I go. Grape nuts, man. I tried them grape nuts one time. Like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it, man. Wheaties. Did you have to put sugar in Wheaties? Cream of wheat. Man, don't eat them Raisin Bran. Them Raisin Bran will have you standing next to the facility. Grape nuts, bro. Sugar smacks, man. They leave too many brown parts. They look like roaches. Them cereal look like roaches, man. They look too much like roaches. I started getting traumatized, having flashbacks. Wheat Thins. That's a cereal? Cream of wheat or malto meal? I'm cream of wheat all day long. Me personally. Malto meal, malto meal. Neither. Malto meal. Hold on, malto meal smashing. So they don't have grapes or nuts in the ingredients. Man, I'm surprised. It was a beautiful weekend in the H, man. I have to say that. We're gonna do a bunch of polls one time, man. Yeah, man, I can't eat them. Still traumatized. I had a situation when I was little. When I was little, and I was living in the dead end. One day I opened up a box of cereal to get some cereal and a roach crawled out. The roach was like, "Go ahead, bro. I'm good. I'm through." And just crawled on out the box. Oh, you gonna get some cereal? My bad, you got it. Crawled on out the box. You talking about discouraging, kill your whole vibe. You like traumatizing, yeah. Some of y'all grew up in a gated community, and y'all didn't grow up having to deal with that from time to time. Let me get rid of this clown out of here real quick, man. Yeah. Move this idiot out of here. So when you saw roaches consistently growing up, I can't believe I'm talking about this, man. Even years later, you still be kind of roach conscious. A shadow can kind of just, something can happen and create a shadow in your peripheral. You be like, oh. Some of them hood roaches, boy. Them hood roaches will open the box. Them hood roaches be, oh, you want to close the box? He called by four of his partners over there. Hey, he closed the box, man. Y'all come here. Come pull this in. Pull this flap. You get this in. I'm gonna get the other side. Yeah, he done closed the box. He closed the box. Then when they get after they close the box, they get in there. Oh, he done roll the bag down too. He done roll the bag down. Then one of them, we just climb, just go to the bottom of the bag, go to the middle of the bag, and just climb up through the little grooves, and you'll find your way to the hole. The roaches, you can't stop no hood roaches, bro. Come on, now. Let me shut up, man. Man, let me shut up, bro. The Shay say a roach crawled. I had a roach crawl in my ear when I was. Hey, let me explain. Well, one of the worst things in the world is to get woke up out your sleep because you feel a roach crawling on you, boy. Well, I think one of the comedians said that. Well, you ever been asleep, boy, and just. Some of y'all never experienced that. And then, if it's a situation when you know it's a possibility that a roach might crawl on you, oh my God, please don't have one of your partners or something, one of your friends or one of your reps, they spend the night. Oh my gosh, man, because all you got to do, you want to get the best laugh ever, one of your people spend the night, and just get a little bitty piece of paper like this, and while they sleeping, just kind of just, oh my gosh, man, y'all know I ain't lying. Or put that thing in their ear where they sleep. Come on, man, y'all know. Y'all ain't grow up in the hood, man. That boy gonna tell me I'm lying. Man. Come on, man. I'm going to say this and I'm going to go. Y'all ain't going to like this, but I'm going to tell y'all the truth. This for everybody that's from the hood. This is my theory. Y'all can take it or leave it alone, but this is my theory. I believe that everybody from the hood who's over the age, if you are over the age of 35 years old, if you are 35 and up, in your lifetime, you have unknowingly ate at least 10 roaches in your life. Unknowingly. A 10 roach meal, you done ate at least 10 roaches in your life. You didn't know you did it, but I bet you did. One of the roaches that got up in the mix some kind of, you didn't detect him. And you was getting down, and he made it on through. He made it. This is a fact. This is a scientific fact. You 35 and up, grew up in the hood, you have ate at least 10 roaches in your lifetime. I'm just saying. Last roach story, and I'm gone. I promise you I'm gone, because I know y'all think I'm crazy. My last roach story. One time, when I was young, I went to open up the cabinet to get a plate or a cup. I was getting something out of the top cabinet. I was opening the cabinet. I was a young fella. And it was a roach on the flat part of the cabinet where you set the cups or the plates. And he was on the edge. And when I opened that cabinet, it's like he said, man, whatever gonna happen. And that boy just dove out at me. I can't make this up, bro. The roach went kamikaze and just like, yeah, like he was busted. So he just like, I'm finna go all out. You know, he gonna kill me anyway. I'm just gonna go out. And I never seen this. The roach just dove out at me, bro. Y'all think I'm making this up? This is the truth. I'm not even smiling when I am now. Ooh, roaches in the coffee can. Man, I'm out of here, man. Let me stop talking about roaches. All right, peace, man.